The artist shows you the future long before everybody else sees it. The artist is the eye-opener, and yet it's actually through the artist that we learn how to live.
I'm Devona Stimpson, and I'm an artist and muralist that's based out of Houston, Texas. I paint portraiture and figure art that's painted in like a colorful abstract realism style. And I do paintings on canvas, and I also do murals on walls. For me, I've always been attracted to like colorful street art. You know, my background was in graphic design originally, but I've always loved murals and street art that I would see and colorful art, but I was never into the fine art space. So when I did tap into painting and discover my love for painting, I knew that I wanted my art to be, you know, more on the colorful side and somewhat emulate the styles of art that I've already been, you know, attracted to. And I've always been like a colorful person. So throughout high school, like I was super colorful, even though that was trendy. Like people knew me for like all the colorful accessories and eyeshadows and all of that. And even to this day, like my artwork is colorful. So I think people, when they see my artwork, they know that that's like a Devona piece, or if they see something, they're like, oh, this artwork made me think of you, or is this yours? You know, if they see something colorful, or if they see like a portrait, something that's similar to my style, they'll usually think of me. So I think it's also just like part of my brand. Finding your own style as an artist is like one of the hardest things, and it's something that's always going to be ever evolving. And I just know from studying other artists that I admire that have a career path that I would, you know, want to take. I notice, you know, things that they keep the same, and that's what makes them memorable, and that's what creates their brand, you know. And even with my graphic design background and branding background, I knew that I needed to have some sort of distinct style. So as I'm experimenting, of course, you want to be free and expressive, but also find the things that you want to keep consistent that people can recognize you for. So I think as I've evolved, I've just kind of learned what I like and what I want to keep and what people kind of, you know, respond to. I'd like to think that I'm leaving behind a piece of myself and a legacy. You know, very passionate about helping other creatives thrive in their business and life. So you know, I have a podcast, I have digital resources like pricing guides and contract templates, because I want other artists to thrive, and I want to annihilate the status quo of the starving artists. And I want people to know that it's possible to be a creative, to be an artist, and this to be a full-time thing that you can make a living off of. So I hope that that side of my work, you know, leaves a lasting impact on others and other artists. When it comes to my murals and just painting works on canvas, it's really cool because, you know, my collectors get to have something that, you know, can technically last a lifetime and could be handed down. So if I paint a portrait of them or somebody that they love, or just something that means something, you know, empowering to them, then like I can be a piece of that and a piece of their life and their legacy. And with a mural, what's really cool is that this is something, if it's not painted over, if the building isn't destroyed, or if the wall is taken care of, like this is something that can last forever, that people will get to see for generations. And that's what's really cool, you know, about street art, is that so many people from all walks of life get to experience it on the street and in the public. And even as a female muralist, it's really cool to make that impact, because if they see me painting, a little girl sees me painting, and they're like, oh wow, like I want to do that. And it's like, you can do that, and you know, it's possible that you can do that. You know, there's a lot of people think, when they think street artists or muralists, they don't really picture a woman, unfortunately. Usually it's a male. Even for me, like I've been to projects where like I brought my husband and they thought he was the artist, even though I'm the one that's talking to the people and asking questions. And it's like, no, and they're like, oh, are you gonna do this by yourself? Like, it's just, you know, it's that stigma. So just kind of being able to lead and set that example for people too is something that I want to be able to leave behind.